Hello, welcome back to my daily walk and talk. My name is Anja, and if you're new here, which I'm assuming you are, I started a little series where I take you on my daily walk and I'll just share what's on my mind. My channel is around midlife fitness, it's around retirement preparation and intentional living. Come on, Eddie. So on today's walk, I want to talk a little bit about our retirement plans and specifically some choices that we made that I haven't really shared earlier in any of my videos. So I became a US citizen this summer. You may have noticed my accent. I was born and raised in Germany, and I have been living in the US for about 14 years now. I've thought about naturalization and taking dual citizenship for a while. You know, there's a lot of pros and cons, but the reason I actually did it might be a bit surprising for people. So my husband and I were planning to retire in about 5 years. He will retire a bit sooner probably, but it's like a 4.5, 5 year time horizon. And we are planning to split our time between Europe and the US when we're retired. We want to travel. We want to be closer to my family. My parents, all my family is still in Germany, and my parents are getting on in age, so I just want to be a bit closer. And I just want to have a home base in Europe. And we decided that home base will be not Germany, but Italy. Now, you may ask, what does that have to do with US citizenship? Actually, quite a bit. As a green card holder, you are obviously allowed to travel outside the country, but you're under much more scrutiny if you're outside of the US for a longer period of time. And actually, if you're outside of the US for more than 6 months or a year, you're running the risk of losing your resident status. And that has always been the case, right? This is nothing new. So nothing changed with regards to the rules for green card holders, but the approach to enforcement certainly changed in recent times. So if you're a green card holder and you're planning to travel for longer, or you want to spend some time outside the US, you need to file some paperwork to make sure you maintain your status. And that is possible for a maximum of 2 years. And when we looked at our plans, we said, we don't really want to be restricted in that sense, and always have to file paperwork when we're out of the country for a longer period of time. It's just easier to have citizenship. So it's just easier to prove your ties to the US without potentially having to maintain a property here, although we're planning to do that. We're planning to downsize and maybe, maintain either a smaller home or a condo, just a little space that we can come back to. But yeah, so that's one of the main reasons why I went through this naturalization process here. Again, that may sound counterintuitive, but it actually makes sense. It was a lot of back and forth. If you're married to an American and live in the US, it also seems kind of logical and natural to go down that route. And it certainly does. But you also need to understand that naturalization, even if it's dual citizenship, it comes with some disadvantages as well, especially as a European. Of course, there are tax implications, right? And it also makes certain financial things, transactions and whatnot, a little bit more complex when you, for instance, you want to do banking in Europe and things like that. I'm not going to go into all the details, but it's not straightforward. So there are actually quite a few things you really need to be aware of before you say, yes, I want to go for dual citizenship. I want to become a US citizen. And that's why there are so many people out there that have been green card holders for decades without going down that naturalization route. So I decided to do that step. I'm very happy about it. All went smoothly, and the next thing is that my husband has applied for his Italian citizenship. So his family, he has Italian roots on both sides of the family, and even with the new immigration laws in Italy, he still qualifies, and he applied for his citizenship. The hearing in court in Rome is set for the 5th of July in 2027. So a little bit of time there, but with that approach, we both have US citizenship and European citizenship, which makes things a lot easier. Settling in Europe, maintaining a foothold in the US, or freely choose between the two options there. So yeah, a lot of choices, and something to think about if you're thinking about retiring abroad. You should start early and look into the paperwork. What is required? Where do you want to settle? Start visiting those countries and locations, even if it's within your own country. Start spending time in these locations, and just to familiarize yourself, visit it at different times of year. We actually this year we went to Italy in February, which is at least, if you're not going down south to Sicily, so you stay up a little bit further north or in central Italy, it's pretty much the deadest season for tourism in Italy. And the place we picked is a tourist spot, not as prominent as, you know, Venice, Rome, Florence, but it's touristy, and we just wanted to see what that looks like in gray, drab February, and we absolutely loved it. And we're doing that every year. We spend some time over there and just to, you know, look around. We'll stay in different locations, different parts of town, just to get a feel of what it would be like. And still, once we make that move, we, like I mentioned, we will maintain a foothold here, either a condo or a smaller house, and spend time in both places. Yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. Moving forward, I will share more about our journey and how we're planning for relocation. It is a little bit further out because, quite frankly, at the moment, our lifestyle does not support these plans. We have animals, we have 3 dogs. We're not moving across the sea with 3 dogs. So, you know, we have 2 dogs that are a little bit older, 7 and 8. Our girl here is 3, so we're assuming she will come with us, but we will not move with our 2 older dogs. So we'll be in the US as long as those boys are with us. Also, homestead-wise, you know, we have at least 3 years where I will continue my small operation there, my small like farming operation, for reasons that I will share at a later point. We have chickens. I'm not adding any young chickens anymore, but I'll let those ladies and the one gentleman we have live out their lives, and then just gradually downsize over the next few years. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you today. Thank you for taking the walk with me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.